Hey.
Hey.
Okay, so my name is Mari B.
My name is Gio.
Welcome. This is our first ever video on our YouTube channel that we just started to talk about this specific topic, which is Love is Blind. I sound like this, it's because I'm recovering from an illness, a sickness. We are both psychology degree graduates. Boom, boom, boom. That's why we think with our psychology bachelors, we are the most qualified people to give psychoanalysis and our psychologically informed opinions on shows such as this one, which is Love is Blind. Yeah, we're the best people to do it because we have science. We have science backing us up. Your opinion? I've seen the opinions. I've seen the opinions on Twitter, and that's why I'm here right now, because I am infuriated with other people's opinions.
I definitely think we're the most qualified on the internet to talk about anything in general, but especially psychology and just the show in general, like TV shows. And you will see at the end of the video.
But yeah, I mean, I'm here because of the stuff I saw on Twitter that I just didn't agree with, and I don't think there's enough people who agree with me speaking out about it, so I have to come up and say my opinion, because who else is going to say it if no one else agrees with me? But yeah, I hope you enjoy.
I'm excited.
First, though, we want to get into these bad boys. They're evil villains. I think we both agree that they are evil. The show Ultimatum is evil. Love is Blind is evil.
No, yeah, that's a great way to start off. Like, yeah, just to preface, like, they're obviously evil people, but
they're borderline satanic. It's like, look at how red her face is in this light. That's the devil. Not just her, but both of them.
yeah, let's just move on into the first couple.
I get into is Alexa and Brennan.
Okay, going straight to it. We chose a nice picture of them because from what we saw, I mean, we don't know a lot of the behind the scenes, but it seemed like they were all merry, go fun, having like a great time. But they do come from very different walks of life. So it is important to note that and just to see how long they will last.
I don't have much to add. They seemed pretty unproblematic. I thought they were a good couple. They were the first ones to get engaged, which was surprising. We thought they had them like locked up, like in solitary confinement before even recording this, because of how badly everyone wanted to get engaged. And I guess that's why you come on a show like this. But they like seem, I don't know. We both said that we think that they'll last. Like, we gave them a rating like out of 1 out of 10, 1 being they won't make it past like a month, maybe, you know, next time we get an update from Netflix about them. 5 being, you know, they'll last maybe like a year, 2 years. And then anything above 5 being like 3 to 5 years, potentially have a kid, potentially not. We both decided, we gave him a 7. We wanted to rate separately, but he said 7, I said 7. I think personally, I don't know, Jill probably agrees, maybe not. From what it seemed like Alexa was rich. We don't know that, but it seemed like she was rich. I thought she was from LA. Honestly, I didn't know she was from Dallas. I guess they're all from Dallas. And Brendan's a farmer boy. Love that. Love the farm. Protect our farmers. But yeah, we think that like maybe the fact that she seems to be more affluent than what Brendan grew up with, even though Brendan has like a aerospace engineer job, some crazy stuff. He could have a great potential to make money, especially with Alexa's connections, her family's connections. It seems like they're wealthy. We again don't know, but we think that this could have a role in how they might want to like raise kids. You know, maybe someone wants to spoil them more, maybe someone doesn't, maybe, you know, from what their childhoods being different, they just expect a childhood to be different. Who knows? Also, I thought, Brennan maybe might get connections through Alexa and her family because they seem rich and powerful to me. And that's great. He's going to move up. He's going to provide for Alexa because it seems like that's what Alexa needs. But Brennan will come to resent it, is what I think.
No, yeah, you definitely opened up a can of worms here. I think Brennan is very much just lift yourself up by your bootstraps. Pretty much resentful if he feels like he's a lot more successful because of obviously his wife, and then maybe that could be what completely destroys the marriage.
Maybe, possibly, potentially is what we were gonna say. Yeah, but other than that, I think they're gonna last longer than the other couples, but we'll see. On to the next. Alrighty, so next we're gonna talk about the other couple that stayed together and said I do, Colleen and Matt. Do you want to talk about Colleen and Matt first, or should I? Okay, so first off, my opinion on Colleen. At first, not gonna lie, I thought she just wanted to be on the show. I thought she really just wanted to get engaged, and she was missing left and right. Cole dumped her. I think the other guy, I don't remember the other guy, but I think it was Andrew, or who was it? We don't remember. We should go back and watch. But she was dumped twice because she kept saying she's not deep. No one said you weren't deep, girl. No one said that. You could lie and say you are. But I guess you want to be honest, right? You want to be honest. So Cole dumps her, and then her and Matt, they're going strong. I thought, once they got together, I thought it was like a cute couple. Matt proposes. She says yes. They go out into the real world. Pool party. I think like they get thrown right in together. And that's, in my opinion, that is why Nick and the hosts, that is why they're evil. How are you just going to throw them together? They were all just dating, but they know what they're doing. As psychologists, we know exactly, we're not real psychologists, but as psychology graduates, we know exactly what they're doing. This is what makes good TV. They all just dated. They all just almost proposed to each other. So many people were just rejected by each other. Yes, after one night that we've put them together, and some of them have banged, let's throw them together. Let's let them all see who they rejected. It's evil. It's manipulative. It's genius. It's great TV. So the pool party, Cole comes over and starts talking to Colleen like, you're basically, like, physically, you're everything. We'll get into Cole later. But he's like, you're everything that I would go for you. You're like my type to a T. And Colleen, instead of doing what Raven did, which is completely shutting it down, respecting the person who she said I do to, but no, you were rejected by Cole, so now Cole's over here. Now he's interested in you because you look better than Zinab. To each their own opinion. We won't get into that. Now he's over here, wants to talk to you, and instead of rejecting it and staying true to your man, you feed into it. And I think that was Colleen's biggest downfall, in my opinion. You shouldn't have said anything. You should have just been like, oh, thank you. That's it. Even if you also agreed, why would you say it? Who cares? Unless you don't want to be with the person you're with. I do think that part of the Cole situation, a lot of blame that should have been put on Cole got split up and put onto Colleen because she gave in and she also engaged in it. She did what she did. They talked about it. They figured it out. I mean, obviously, Matt had been cheated on. Another woman, the woman he was with, got pregnant by someone else. And like, yeah, you should move on. And maybe you should have healed from that before getting on this show. But a lot of people shouldn't have been on this show anyway. And they were. He hasn't dated since. He hears this. He knows that Colleen was rejected by Cole. And he blows up. And he wants to quit right away. I would too. Not to defend a man, but I would too. If that had happened to me, I'd be like, we're done. It's cool. I don't need it. F this. I'm going home. You're not going to make me look like a fool on TV. Fast forward, he like also then flips on her again because he says she goes out to the club with her friends on a Wednesday. We don't know what happened on a Wednesday to be going out and not coming back till late. Does seem weird. I'd be upset if Gio did that. Sure, he would probably be like, where are you going? If I did that too, you didn't text. We also don't know. So I'm going to give Colleen the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, she hasn't had to check in with someone in a relationship for a while and she forgot. After like that, it seems like they're kind of chilling, in my opinion. After that little kerbuffle, whatever. In the reunion, Colleen does not say much. And a lot of people were saying Colleen seems like she's being held hostage. I don't know. We can't say that, to be honest. But she does seem uncomfortable. I will say she seems like she doesn't want to talk about certain things. She's laughing. She's looking around. She does seem uncomfortable. I mean, he does seem like he blows up, but I don't know. I mean, I've kind of tapped on what I was going to say on that.
Yeah, so at first, Colleen seemed down bad to get into any marriage. Like, her reaction when Matt, like, proposed was a little overboard. But, going into it, like, at first, the first kerbuffle they had, as my co-host said, it was at the pool party against demonic behavior by those hosts, putting them together. Just reiterating that. And yeah, just Colleen talking to Cole and just being like, bringing up the same idea of the real world topic that people have been discussing, like, oh, I would go for you in the real world.
Sorry, I would just like to say, you're in the real world. I don't know where you think you are. You're in Malibu. Malibu is part of the real world. You're in the real world. So
yeah, again, like, who knows what these hosts have put him up with. Like, I don't know if they were plugged into the Matrix. Like, if they were in like a simulated reality, like, who knows what they were doing. But for me, it seemed like they were like breathing, living. They weren't plugged into anything. So they were definitely in the real world, I would say. Yeah, but like, you definitely touched on some really good points, and I don't want to like go like keep talking about it, but I do believe that they shouldn't be together. I wholeheartedly believe that. He was definitely being very vulnerable because he had been cheated on, and his fiance or his bride to be had a baby with the person that was cheated on. So he has obviously a very traumatic past, and for Colleen to do that, knowing that, is very cruel. I'm surprised they're still trying to work it out, but yeah, you can go on to the rating.
I like to say, I personally don't think Colleen is evil. She was going in hard. He's going in hard. I get it. And I do think, like, if someone just told you that they've been cheated on, like, I'm not saying talking to someone else and being like, oh yeah, I'm attracted to you too is cheating, but like, what is the reason of even putting that out there? If not to lead, yeah, what's your motive? If not to lead to, not to open the door to cheating. Because to me, maybe I'm just different. It definitely leaves the door open for cheating. Like, oh, I'm into you, you're into me.
They were flirting. The flirting was definitely cheating, I think.
They were flirting, and it's just like, it's just distasteful. Now, if you're gonna forgive her, Matt, I mean, you should forgive. Like, let's not keep blowing up on her, you know, because that's gonna push her away. And when she leaves, you can't be surprised. And when you push her into the arms of Cole, you can't be mad about it because Cole's waiting. Even at the reunion, Cole's like a shark. The entire time, Cole's just like, so any problems? And Colleen also has that. So any problems with Zinab? Like, why do you care if you're happy in your relationship? Why do you care if they have problems? Unless, of course, we have to consider producers egging them to ask these questions. So because of that sake, I am willing to give most people on the show a pass. I give Colleen a pass. You know, maybe she was put into that. It was like a stage convo and she wanted to be honest. I don't know. I don't think she's being held hostage. But we don't know. People are saying she seems kidnapped. She could just be tired. Yeah, I mean, let's get into our overall rating, unless you have anything else to say before the rating.
Yeah, so I'll give my rating, but I do want to just give an overview. I said a lot of things, a lot of outlandish things, might I add. I just get very passionate about these people. Yeah, so I definitely think Matt should not, what's the word? Project his traumatic past onto Colleen. So if she may do something that breaks his trust slightly, it is not like Colleen doesn't deserve to take that whole everything on just because of his past. But Colleen should also not. I mean, in any relationship, she shouldn't have done that, even if Matt didn't have a traumatic past. But I do, yeah, I think Colleen definitely gets a card and Matt gets a card for the way they acted, and hopefully they can work it out. But my current rating, I would say they're going to move in together and they seem like they're working it out. I would give them a 6.
For me, it seems like Colleen didn't like him. It seems like Colleen is someone who does do things to please people. I think she didn't have the heart to say no up there, is my gut feeling. So I'm going to give him a 4. But I'd be surprised if they stay together and make it work. I would be surprised, but I'd also be like, okay, I mean, it's a twist, but okay. 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Yeah, we're going to wrap up on them and move on to our next. Next, we have Raven and SK. Gotta have the picture of them working out. I will say Raven grew on me. I think that's a consensus for everyone who watched the show. Raven grew on me. I really thought, I thought she was going to be a person who was caught up on looks. That's what I thought. I guess part of the reason I didn't like her is because she was kind of shit-talking Nancy. She was. Because her and Nancy were both talking to Bartise in the beginning. And they both obviously liked Bartise. And they both knew it. I felt like, I mean, Nancy says, she goes on to say she didn't know that he was her top 2. Maybe she didn't know she was his top 2, but she knew they were talking. I mean, she must have known. But anyway, that's besides the point. When she starts exercising, when Bartise is telling that story, I mean, and like, granted, it wasn't like that big of a story, you know, like something about his dad cheating or his parents getting a divorce, which is serious to him. That's the most important part. It is something that's deep and is serious to him, and she should not have been working out while he was giving that story. He gets upset, obviously, and then he like brings it up and he's about to break it off, and she breaks it off. She's like, oh great, then we're done. Slay. Her first slay. Then we get out into the quote unquote the quote unquote real world. I would say, I mean, I liked their couple. I liked SK. I thought he was kind, genuine. He is one of the people, though, probably shouldn't have been on the show. You're gonna go away to college. That's cool. Get that degree. But if you're gonna move away, like, did you expect the woman you met who's based in Dallas to move away with you? The only thing that I also thought that was weird with Raven, and someone else mentioned this, I think, on like social media while I was like, you know, looking at stuff about this. She said she would want SK to pay his part of the rent, even though he was living in California. That's a lot. Like, he's a student, and yeah, everything is being paid for him. It seems like he got his finances worked out so he doesn't have to pay out of pocket, but he's not living there. Why would he pay half of your rent? But that's what she wants. If he can't meet it, he probably shouldn't be with her. And maybe that's why he said no in the moment, because it's like, why am I gonna pay your rent while I'm over here? I have to pay my own rent. He said no, I have to go figure out what I'm gonna do. This is a bad time for us to move in to like do this. Respect. I thought Raven was gonna say no, to be honest. I thought SK was gonna say yes and Raven was gonna say no. That's just what I thought. It didn't seem like she was very into him, And the way her friends spoke, like they said she was going to break his heart. Your friends know you to an extent. So that's what I thought. I thought he was going to get up there and say, yes, I love her. I want to lock this baddie down. But he said no. Also, I think they were in cahoots about it. I think she knew that he was going to say no. Like, you obviously, like, you're under Netflix contract. So when they ask in the reunion, like, did you know? She literally went, well, no, I didn't know. Like, like I wasn't blindsided, but I was unprepared. And, maybe she was, but I think it seemed like they knew. We get to see in the reunion that they are currently together. Cute. I think, honestly, that's the thing where Raven grew on me. I started to like her as soon as she rejected Bartise, because that's what you do. That's what you do. You said yes to SK's proposal. If feelings haven't grown yet, like if the physical feelings haven't grown yet, you're not just going to be like, yeah, I'd be more attracted to you, Bartise. And she probably wouldn't have been, which is why she said it. She's like, ew, no, you're gross. You're cringe. But like, yeah, she shut it down right then. And I was like, okay, that's a stand-up person. That's why Colleen, it's like, that's what you should have done, Colleen. Like, doesn't matter what's the truth. If feelings haven't grown with Matt yet, give it a minute. And if they don't grow ever, break up. Yeah, for surely. But like the day after, just distasteful. Raven, I think, throughout it, seemed very classy. She did struggle with like the family thing of SK and like her family, and it was hard. Accepted that his family wanted her family to be there, but like she couldn't get them there. I'm glad that they're together. She seems nice. Yeah, I have nothing else to add at the moment. I'm tapped out.
Yeah, just to start off again, definitely Raven grew on me throughout the show. Like, if I knew, we'll speak about Bartise later, but if I knew about the way Bartise was while she was working out, I would have been no issue. But at first I was like, oh, she probably shouldn't be working out during this moment because it's a sensitive moment for him. But I didn't pay too much mind. And SK, yeah, it's like, bro, like you're going to school. Like, what are you doing on this show? It was very weird. And to like think the person you found would just pick up their lives and move with you to school. It seemed like they were trying to work it out, very putting their effort into the process. And eventually there was some discussion of rent and him wanting her to move, and they couldn't come to a conclusion. And I do think they made the decision to not get married beforehand, but they wanted to keep their relationship going. But I mean, I honestly didn't see too many issues in their relationship. I think it took her a little bit of time to get used to SK's culture, but they did a very nice compromise, and I think they're gonna do pretty well. I think they're gonna date for a good amount of time, but I don't know if they'll get married. I would give them, relationship wise, rating to see like how much 1 to 10 do I think they're gonna get married. Probably like a 4 or a 5. But like, I think they're probably gonna be in a relationship for maybe another year or two. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
I mean, what rating I give them, I would give them, like, to get married, probably a 4, 2, like somewhere low. I don't think they'll get married because it seems like her friends don't think, they don't see it. And if your friends don't see it, there might be a reason, but who knows? I think they probably will stay together a year at least, if there's no like crazy cheating that's involved, or maybe not the year, because long distance is hard. If he's doing his master's, that's at least 2 years. So overall rating, I'm gonna give him a 6. Yeah, let's move on. Alrighty. Well, that concludes this part of the video. You know, after some editing, we've decided to split this video into 2 parts because it was simply way too long. So this part is part 1, Love is Blind season 3 recap, reunion recap, part 1. We talked about Alexa and Brennan, Colleen and Matt, and Raven and SK. Just giving a recap on them, what we thought, our rates of the couples, and in our part 2, Who's the Villain, Who's the Real Villain episode, the one that I'm actually passionate about, but this one was also fun. We talk about Nancy and Barqueef, some might know him, and of course Cole and Zainab.
It's going to be titled Who's the Real Villain. We're going to post that tomorrow. So stay posted. Turn notifications on. And like this video because we need all the support we can get.
We didn't want to put out an hour-long video. I mean, maybe some people want to see that, but just seems unrealistic right now. So, thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought about these 3 couples. And if you're probably eager to see Barqueef and Nancy and Cole and Zainab, and we're eager to get it out there. But you know, we have to talk about all couples. We have to give everyone fair review, fair rating. I had fun. And thank you.
Stay posted.
Thank you. Stay posted. Video tomorrow. Yeah. Bring it down. Yeah. Bye-bye. See you.